Hello, 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 and welcome to the stage. We are here tonight with your girl, April A. Carter. We are doing Love on the Line. I'm excited to be here. We have an amazing guest tonight, and 1 2 1 2. We got our audio going. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. I've been trying to work on the sound a little bit and just bring you more of a quality type video so that you can actually hear all of the amazing advice and tips that I am giving out. Tonight, we are in store with such a treat. We have an amazing guest, Miss Shonda. She is right here in the Queen City. She is a mom. She is an entrepreneur, and she's just an overall dope chick who is going to be asking some tough relationship questions. And guess what? You get to benefit from those questions. I'm your girl, April A. Carter. Let's see where I can stick this, where it doesn't look too crazy. All right, so I'm your girl, April A. Carter, certified expert relationship coach, and every Thursday we go live right here at 8 p.m. on Love on the Line live. Ask April A, where I answer your toughest relationship questions and give you real relationship advice so that you can live your best love life one strategy at a time. This is not a dating show. Nope, it's not that. It's not the type of platform where you call in and I embarrass you and all those. No, I'm here for women empowerment and women empowerment only, and sometimes the men, because my men need love too. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out my girl, hostess with the mostest, Miss Shonda. We're going to bring her on. Please welcome her to the stage.
Hi, April. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity to be
Yes,
on Love on the Line.
I am so happy you are here. Thank you so much for being here. Now, are we able to see your beautiful face, or do you want to stay behind the scenes?
No, honey, I just finished working out.
Oh, so she got to sweat it out, do so. Okay, that's okay. We're just gonna take your word for it, and we're gonna go from the actual voice. We like the voice. We love the voice. So, ladies, anybody that's joining with me on the show tonight, pop in your questions. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course, invite all of your friends to it. Make sure you comment as well, because I want to make sure that the masses are getting these helpful relationship tips. So, Miss Shonda, you are single and ready to mingle. What are some of the roadblocks that you're facing right now when it comes to just the dating scene in general?
I guess I would say the part when you feel like you're like on a dating show or something. Like at one point, I feel like I'm on Love is Blind, like I'm juggling all these different guys. Like I'm not used to that. Like I'm used to just one person. Like I think it becomes a little overwhelming. Just dating multiple people and talking to multiple people. It can become very overwhelming, especially as a business owner. Like your plate is already full.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on, and you rather not be bothered with just like the daily grind and the rigmarole. You got to remember names, you got to remember dates, you got to smile, you got to do all those things. So you feel like you're on a dating show. Now, a lot of women would love to be on a dating show where they can have this one, that one, this one. I mean, that's not a bad thing to have. So
Yeah.
for you, you sound like you are more of a one woman type of man, regardless whether you are in a full blown relationship or if you're just dating them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And now, is that because you are used to long term relationships, or tell me a
That's
little bit more
correct.
about that?
That's correct. You hit the nail on the head. It's because I'm used to a long-term relationship.
Okay. So just dating multiple people at one time, does it kind of make you feel like, oh, it's too much effort? Or does it make you feel as though you are being like a Jezebel?
No, it's kind of fun at first, but it's a little overwhelming
Okay.
afterwards because it's not something you're used to. But you want to be more open-minded, right? They say date them all, right? So
or at least one or two, right? Not put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and I think it always narrows down to one or two. I mean, it may start out with like five or six or something, especially when you're like on a dating app, but it always narrows down to the one you're most attracted to, and it always gets down to like two or one.
Now that is really true. So, ladies, when you are dating, make sure you do not put all of your eggs in one basket. And just like she said, you're going to dwindle down the list a little bit. And I had a girlfriend many years ago. She was about, I'd say about 15, 16, maybe almost 20 years older than me. And one of the things she used to say is that they will either fall in line or they'll fall out of line. So sometimes it's nothing that you have to do. They just fall off on their own. So
Right.
don't worry about, having to choose. It's not like you're going to the altar right away. You're not going to the altar tomorrow. Okay. So just make sure that the men that you are dating are in alignment with who you are as a woman. Because many times we date backwards, right? We date based on what the guy likes. But nope, 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 nope. Dating is all about you. It's about who you choose, why you choose them, and why you stay in the relationship. Make sure you write that down. Next time you go on a date, make sure you know that it's all about you. So you have been on these dating shows, as you put it, right? What is the most beneficial aspect of being on a dating show or just dating in general in 2025? And then I want you to tell me the cons of that as well.
Repeat the question.
What are some of the good things about dating in 2025? As you mentioned, being on a dating show, right? So that means that you have your pick of the litter. Was there anything good that you found in dating multiple people at one time or being on a dating show?
I think the good thing about being on the dating apps is it kind of gets you back out there. It's like I'm kind of warming up. It's almost like a pep rally. Like I'm warming up to the dating game because times have definitely changed. So it's a different world out there now. So you're kind of just like warming up. You're feeling yourself, you're getting cute, you're finding out how you're responding to, dating multiple people. So you're learning yourself as well while you're learning different people. So I do like that about it. You're getting back out there, feeling yourself and, just getting back in your light of things, who
Yes.
you are.
Yeah. And you know what? You feel like, wow, I still got it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that
exactly.
is like a boost
Right.
of confidence, right? Just putting
Mhm.
yourself back out there and realizing that,
Mhm.
you know what? I do gotta like, he likes me. I'm matching with this one and that one. So that is a good thing as well. So, ladies, when you are on these dating apps and you're scrolling, and I know it could be like tedious, but how good does it feel to know that even though you haven't met this person and in real life, that they actually chose you? They matched with you. They wanted to get to know you a little bit further. Now I know sometimes it doesn't always come to fruition or it doesn't always last, but just that small bit of, I would say compatibility for the moment makes you feel like, wow, everybody wants to be liked and everybody wants to be loved. So putting yourself out there definitely has its benefits. So you have put yourself out there and you're dating. Do you have a dating strategy when you're on these online dating apps? And tell us about it.
No, I'm just being me. I'm being hopeful. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not chasing anything. I found out the more your authentic, genuine self, you're gonna attract the people, that you're meant to attract. My latest strategy, I think I changed my dating app title. I didn't make it too wordy. I just said um I don't remember how I exactly said it, but on the line of um I need that 90s type of R&B, not R&B 90s type of love. And that, oh
Oh, I
my
like
God,
that.
that just went so crazy. Like I've been attracting some good people just by making that statement that I'm
Ladies,
looking, yeah. I need
okay,
that 90s R&B type of love. Yeah.
I like that. Then,
Yeah.
and you know what? We got to say it again for the people in the back. Ladies, 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 when you are on these dating profiles, that is something that I absolutely recommend that you do not write a whole paragraph. Do not write a whole paragraph. First of all, in today's societies, the attention span is pretty short anyway. Second of all, those long paragraphs make it seem like something that is not. Thirdly, you never want to start off with what you're not looking for. Okay. Sometimes you might be scrolling and you see a post or a profile that says, I'm not looking for somebody with 8 kids. I'm not looking for somebody who's playing games. You just come off negative. And nobody wants to be with somebody that is already negative out the gate. Can you imagine once you guys start getting together? It's like you've really Susie Downer. Okay. So nobody wants that. So that is a great strategy. So thank you so much for sharing that tip with the ladies. Ladies, make sure you write that one down. Now, I want to know a little bit more about you. I want to go a little bit deeper. What are some of the challenges that you have been facing out here in the dating world?
Um, I would say love bombing. The guy doing everything right at the beginning, consistent at the beginning, Um, I would just say love bombing. That's probably one of the questions I have for you too. Like, what should you be talking about before you actually start dating? Because I know, the guy, you have your questions and the guy has his questions. I'm the type, I don't want it to sound like an interview
Right.
and I don't want to interrogate, you know.
Definitely.
So I'm
Definitely.
so I'm currently doing my research on the right questions to ask at the beginning because I'm the type like, let's just go with the flow. You're gonna tell me what you want me to know, but no, I'm not doing that anymore. I need to know the right questions to ask at the beginning, so just to save both of us sometimes to make sure we're both properly aligned and on the same page.
That's right. You want the person that you're dating to be compatible, right?
Right.
So the first thing I want to do, I want to answer your question or kind of put to rest some of those love bombing tactics. Love bombing is absolutely a manipulative trait. It's something that men do when they are just wanting to kind of control the situation. They want you to be so head over heels for them so that they can gain control. It's a controlling method, right? Because what happens when you actually feel safe with somebody or you feel like they're into you, you let your guard down.
Hmm.
You let your guard down and you become much more vulnerable. You let your guard down and more things are able to slide, right? So not only is it a controlling mechanism, it's also coming from a place of insecure attachment.
Mm.
So there is an attachment that is based off of insecurity. And when
Mm.
you are insecure, there are so many things that come along with that. Men strive, not men, and I hate doing blanket statements, right? But some individuals, they engage in love bombing because they have an insecure attachment, right? So what that means is they rely on external validation, not something that's deep in the core. So it's the external things that bring them joy. It's the external things that they think that are going to bring you joy as well. Is also, ladies, listen up and write this down. It's also a narcissistic trait.
Mm.
Okay. So it's usually 9 times out of 10 associated with that type of personality where the individual seeks attention and admiration just so that they can inflate their own ego.
Makes
Okay. So
sense.
it never really is about you. Even though they're making it about you, it's never really about you, which is why the love bombing comes out of nowhere, like a thief in the night. And then before you know it, it's gone. It's over, it's done, because they've got that small bit of kind of control over you. So it's just like them manipulating you. It's like them actually saying, you know what, I got what I needed. They basically chew you up and spit you out. That's the best way to put it. Is them chewing you up and spitting you out. Not only are they doing that, ladies, they are laying a foundation for abuse.
Mm.
Whether it's mental abuse, which starts off, right, but then it sometimes progresses to physical abuse. So the intentions that people have, 9 times out of 10, it's men, the intentions that they have when they're love bombing, it actually makes the woman harder to leave. It makes it
Makes
harder to
sense.
leave for the woman. Okay. So when you are being love bombed, you better watch out for some of those things. And I'm going to repeat it: control and manipulation, the insecure attachment, the narcissistic trait, and then building a foundation based on abuse. When you see that happening, You need to recognize that and run the other way. And if you are here with us brand new, thank you so much for joining. I'm April A. Carter, your certified expert relationship coach. And today we are just breaking down all of the questions from my beautiful guest right here. I know you can't see her face, but her personality is just letting me know she's all of those things. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment. Make sure you like and make sure you share. I want to make sure that we blow this channel up. So make sure you do that. So those are the reasons why men love bomb you. They want to gain that control and they want you to be so dependent on them so that they can deflate your balloon like just like nothing ever happened. Okay. The next question that you asked was, what type of questions should you be asking on dates? The first thing you should do is just make sure that you are aligned with this person before you even go on a date, right? So you want to have that warm phone call. The warm phone call means using phone numbers where they are not particularly tied to you. I wouldn't suggest using a Google line, but there are a lot of different VoIP numbers that are not attached to you personally. Why do you want to do this? Because you want to date safe, first off and foremost. Because this is just the first date, right? You may not want to continue seeing this person. Next thing you know, they have your contact information. Right now, your contact information can be put into a reverse lookup, and now they have all of the information about you. So when you're dating somebody straight out the gate, brand new, make sure you are taking the personal safety precautions. Make sure that your friends and family know where you are going and who you are going with. I don't care even if it's in the middle of the day. Make sure that your friends and family know. You also want to make sure that you are dating in a well-lit area with plenty of people. I know you ladies know this, right? But make sure you always take your own vehicle on your first few dates. Just a side note in a commercial on dating safety. For more dating safety tips, be sure to take a look at some of my videos right here on this channel. And I have some amazing tips on how to date safe. Now, to answer your question, the first thing that you should ask, I know we're in this area right now, right now, where we want the man with the money. We all want the money. Even the people with the money want the money. We all want the money, right? But I want you ladies to date smarter and date for longevity. I want you to realize that health is your wealth. So you need to be asking personal questions without going too deep. And there's a way to do that. But for now, I'm going to just tell you the questions. Some of the questions that you should be asking when you're dating, especially if you are a woman of a particular age, and that means a woman that is 40 plus, you want to be asking questions like, when was your last dentist appointment? Because if you end up with a man that's not taking care of their mouth, oral health is the most important thing that happens to your body. Where would that leave you now that you're all in love with this person? Now you got to take care of him, not even realize that he hasn't gone to the dentist in 5 or 10 years. Another thing that you want to ask them is, and I'm going to tell you how to rephrase it, right? Because of course, these are personal questions. Another thing that you want to ask them in regards to their health is if they've had their colonoscopy. All of these are important questions. Ask some of these health questions. Now, the way you rephrase that is you're going to say, hey, I just had my dentist appointment for my cleaning. It doesn't have to be anything too deep, right? I just had my cleaning. When do you have to go for yours? And then you put that question on them. This will give you so much insight. You may like him. He may look good, but that is a turnoff when he says, oh, I haven't been to the dentist in a while. Now it's like, okay, we got to go a little further on that. The next thing I want you to do when it's time to ask questions, I want you to ask him, what is his relationship like with his mom? Okay, so we got the little small talk out of the way. We got the small talk out of the way in regards to where do you work? Do you like your job? All of that is cool, but it's BS, right? I want to make sure, hey guys, thank you so much for joining. Be sure to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Be sure to subscribe, comment, like, and share, okay? Thank you guys for joining. I'm April A. Carter, your certified expert relationship coach. With love on the line, we have an amazing guest who is asking some of the questions that you should be asking on your date. So the next question, after you ask those questions, is going to be about their children, right? There are a lot of fathers out here who are not in their children's lives. You're going to ask about their children. And again, these are very important questions that you should be asking from the beginning. You've gotten the small talk out of the way leading up to the first and second date. Now it's time to ask these questions face to face. because these questions will determine what type of man you are dating, what type of man you are dealing with. You have to go a little bit deeper if you want to get something a little bit deeper. I'm going to put that in the chat. You have to go a little bit deeper if you want to get something a little bit deeper. So those are just some of the questions that I will start off with. And of course, it's going to be a quid pro quo. You give this, they give that, right? So you ask a question, they'll ask you a question. So make it more of like a conversation. As you mentioned, nobody likes to be interrogated. So you're going to weave these questions into your normal conversation and make it fun and have a good time. So hopefully I've given you some good feedback. Is there anything else that I can answer for you tonight before I let you go?
Absolutely, April. That was good. That was really good. Um, Another question I have for you. What do you think a good man is?
Well, that is an easy question. And I'm going to piggyback it back to you. What do you think a good man is? Because everybody's definition of a good man is different. So your definition of a good man may be different from what Sally's definition of a good man is. Sally's definition may be different from what Sharonda's definition of a good man is. So whatever you think a good man is to you is what you think a good man is. In today's society, we have too many podcasters. We have too many YouTubers telling you how to date and what you should date for. And that's not on them. It's based on you, who you choose, and why you choose that person. Remember, your relationship, again, is based on you, who you choose, and why you choose that person. So I want you to practice this. I want you to write down at least 5 things that you believe a good man is for you, not what it is to somebody else that's, with a mic on a podcast. I want you to make sure that you are being true to yourself to reach your relationship goals with precision. Okay. What do you think a good man is for you? That is your homework. What do you think a good man is for you? And then what do you want and need from that good man in regards to a relationship? That is your homework. So, ladies and gents, make sure you are commenting in the chat. If you have a question or if you want to join us, be sure to jump on. I'm taking one more person before we end the night. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Do you have any more questions before I let you go this evening? I think she might have muted me. There we go.
No, I got you. You want me to? I didn't know if you wanted me to answer that or if you was waiting on your guest, your other guest.
No,
Um,
that's your personal homework. Do you want to share what a good man is for you? Maybe the audience could be maybe the audience can use some of that information. Maybe they could take notes on that. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if I have any gentlemen on the line, a good man is whatever you deem a good man is to you, not to your mom, not to your sister. None of that matters. The only 2 people in a relationship, and that's you and your man.
Right. So I have a few things I think a good man is, faith-based man, family oriented, supportive, protective. I can go on and on about a good man,
Okay.
but I think that's one of the questions I'm going to start asking men when I start dating at the beginning because I want to see like where his head is. What do he think a good man is, and maybe that'll determine, like his character and just where he's at.
Yeah,
Um
good. That's definitely good. But I want you to make sure that when you are asking these questions, that
mhm.
you are not giving him the answers, right? Because
Right.
nowadays men automatically try to rephrase it so that they can like project their answer based on what they think we want. And I want that person to answer from the heart.
So it's true when they say men study you and that
Definitely.
narcissistic trait that you touched on
Mentioned
earlier.
earlier. Yes,
Hmm.
absolutely. They mirror you. It's kind of like whatever you like in the beginning, they like as well because they want you to be in their lives. They want to love bomb you. They want to do all of those things, and it's not authentic. So
Hmm.
leading with your best authentic self while not putting too much out there. It's kind of like back in the days. Remember, it was black and white in the movies, and the ladies were covered up, and the only thing they used to do was give them a little shoulder, and they take it
Hmm.
back. Nowadays, we are showing the shoulder, the leg, the thigh, the foot, the breast. We're showing everything. So
No,
it
we got to
leaves,
stay covered.
yeah, right. We got to stay covered, right? So what that means in a metaphorical way is that you don't want to put your whole hand out there, your whole deck out there. You just want to give them a little shoulder and take it back.
So, April, what
Yeah.
tips do you have, or what do you suggest that we shouldn't do when it comes to dating?
Oh, that's a very easy question. The first thing you shouldn't do is make the relationship about the other person. You should always date for who you are and where you are in life. You should never reform yourself to make it to somebody else's standards. So many, and what I mean by that is sometimes, we know we like seafood, but we'll stop eating seafood because our man doesn't like seafood. No, we always have to kind of bend the rules a little bit just to make the other person happy because we are women, right? That's what women do. We're nurturers, we're caring, we're all those things. But I want that man to fit into your life before you fit into his life. So that is one thing you should never do. You should never try to change who you are for the benefit of a man. Okay. Of course, there are some things that you can work on, right? And that's just as a whole, maybe the way you eat, your health, right? You want to change up your appearance, of course, but that does not just benefit him, that benefits you. So, I mean, who you are at the core, right? I know many years ago, I had a girlfriend and we used to go to work together. We used to work together. She was a co-worker slash term friend, right? And she was thriving. She was doing really good and work at work. I was in the mortgage banking industry. And then she met this guy. This guy was doing all of the wrong things. Next thing you know, she was coming to work late. She was doing drugs. She was doing all of these things, trying to compete for his love and attention. And it bore her down. I don't ever want that to happen to you or any of my other ladies on the call today. I want to make sure that you are dating with the purpose and dating for who you are. Never let anybody compromise who you are. Elisa says, so true. I confirmed so much during my marriage. It's been fun rediscovering myself. Exactly. 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 Do not conform for the benefit of somebody else. I mean, it happens to a lot of us, right? But the older we get, the smarter and wiser we become, the more we realize that life and love is more about us than anybody else. That is the first thing. And then the next thing I want to say that you do not do, the next thing that you do not do is ever compare your relationship to somebody else's, especially when you are on Instagram, online, and just, this social media, while it's good, it's, everybody's being social, a lot of it is fake. How many times have you seen posts of families and great couples that you like, wow, love goals, black goals, relationship goals, all those things, only to find out the man was abusive behind the scenes, only to find out the man was cheating behind the scenes, only to find out that it's not what it was all cracked up to be. A photo and social media is just a snapshot in time. So never ever compare your relationship to somebody else. And those are my two takeaways for the two things that you should not ever, you should never ever do in a relationship.
Thank you, April. This is good. You are definitely the relationship coach guru. We definitely have to
Woo!
stay fully tapped in with you. You definitely know your stuff. This was amazing. Thank you
All
for all
right.
the
Well, my
helpful
pleasure.
tips.
You are very, very welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. I'm so glad that I was able to answer your questions, and I will see you again soon. Is there anybody?
Yes.
Bye.
Thank
Is there anybody?
you.
You're welcome. Now, who else do I have on the line? Is there anybody else that would like to go live with me answering? Hey, thank you so much for joining. What's up? Hey, hey, hey. Whose questions can I answer tonight? We've covered a lot. We covered love bombing. We covered what you shouldn't do. We covered questions that you should ask on the date. Let me get this hair together. We covered questions that you should ask on a date. And you know what? We just covered how relationships should always be about you. Should be about who you choose, why you choose that person, and why you stay in a relationship with that person. I'm April A. Carter, your certified expert relationship coach. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are growing this channel. Be sure to like, be sure to leave comments, and be sure to share it with your friends. Again, this is not one of those fly-by nights. Let me just bring people on to, ask them about dating questions that get them nowhere. This is real relationship results for amazing women who want lasting love without the heartache and hustle. I want you to go right now to my website, april-a-carter.com, to download some of the free resources. I have a group trip coming up. It's called Thrive. So head over to thrive.solongsingle.com. We are going to the Riviera Maya Beach, Mexico in September. So ladies, make sure you join us there as well. I'm going to go ahead and put all of those links in the chat. Jessica, go ahead and do that for me. And then lastly, So Long Single. It is my 6-week fast track relationship course where you can take your love life from solo CEO to seeking someone in love. I'm April A. Carter, your certified expert relationship coach, and you can go to waitlist.solongsingle.com to join the waitlist. Doors will be opening soon. I will see you on the other side. Thanks for joining. Be sure to subscribe, comment, share, and like. Bye. Waiting for Jessica to put in the comment. Jessica, you slipping on your pimping, Jessica. Bye, guys.